Today we are meeting in book club because yesterday when we met in book club, you guys met in small groups and y'all answered some questions that I gave to guide your discussions. And whenever y'all answered them, they weren't as deep and they weren't supported by details like I was hoping that you could. Y'all are very, very good at supporting your answers with details on paper with pencil, but I want you to be able to support your answers with details when you're talking about your books with other people too. So instead of making it this structured thing to where you have to have a question and have 4 lines to answer that question, I want you guys to just learn how to talk about books the way that you love them, okay? And make sure that you're using your brains so that you can say, you know what, I do know what I'm talking about. I do think the character feels this way because of this part of the book, right? So every time you answer a question, I want you to add a because, all right? I know this is true because, okay? So here's one question that I think that we're all comfortable with. Who do you guys think is the most excited about meeting Sarah? And how can you tell that that character is the most excited? You can have, there's no right or wrong answer as long as you have something to support your answers, all right? So Santana, who do you think is the most excited?
Caleb, because he reads the note over and over again.
Yes, that's one piece of evidence. Caleb, because he reads the note over and over again. Did anybody have a different answer? Landon, what do you think?
I think Anna, because she asks the most stuff and she seems the most excited.
So when you read the letters that Sarah wrote back to the kids and to Papa, you noticed that she must have asked the most questions?
Because Anna's note to her was longer than anyone else's.
Does anybody have anything to add to what Landon or Santana said? Gabrielle?
I think Caleb was excited because he never met her before and he really wants to meet her.
It's fun meeting new people, right?
Yes.
Kaylin, you seem like you have something you want to add.
I wanted, whenever Landon was telling you who he thought would be the most excited, I kind of had a little bit of different
Opinion?
Opinion.
I like the way that she said, you know what, I heard what Landon said, and I'm politely saying I disagree. Why do you disagree?
I don't disagree, but I have a little bit of
A different reason for agreeing? Oh, okay, I misunderstood. Go ahead.
But, I think Anna is the most excited to meet Sarah because after Sarah answered all of the questions, because all of the questions Anna asked is probably what her mom could do.
Oh, so all the questions that she was asking Sarah were things that she remembers about her mom? That's something that is really good inferencing. What she did is she uses her inference skills. She used what was in the text, and she had to kind of read between the lines. She had to think about things that weren't explicitly said. They didn't say these were the qualities of her mother, but how else would she have known to ask those questions, right?
Yeah.
Great thinking, Kaylin. I love that support. Landon, way to get us off that track. I would have thought Caleb immediately too, but Anna, that's really good support for your answer. So let's move on to something else. Oh, speaking of the letters, what are 3 things that you learned about Sarah based on her letters to the kids and to Papa? Braylon, we're working on Braylon being a little less shy. Braylon, what do you think? If you want, you can close your eyes and answer the camera. Can you say a little louder so I can hear you? You learned that Sarah, she knows how to braid and she has a cat. What's something else that you learned? Bree?
Something that's really good to know about Sarah is that she's interested in moving because all the she loves the ocean, but she's getting a little tired of it, and so that's a really good thing to know about her is that she's interested in moving.
So Bree learned something about Sarah.
You're welcome. Mr. Carrot,
Yes, ma'am?
can I have Landon to come down to the office to pick up something, please?
You sure can. Here he
Thank
comes.
you.
So Bree pointed out that Sarah's interested in moving. can anybody remember from chapter 1 or maybe one of her letters why Sarah's so eager to move? Like, I think there is a pretty clear reason why. Let's see if y'all remember. James.
Well, I have a different reason.
Well, let's answer that question. That's off of Breeze, and I'll call on somebody who's got that in their mind. And I'll come back to you, okay? Ian, do you remember why Sarah's so interested in moving?
What?
Why is Sarah so interested in moving? Did you say you had an answer?
Because she might it's more wants to see land, not more the land.
She might want to see new places, more of the land, maybe away from the ocean.
That has like different things on it.
Okay.
The ocean has sea animals, land has land.
Because she might have an explorer inside of her. Catherine, what do you think? Something from the text, if you remember some details.
I was thinking that maybe she wanted to move around because in the letter it said that she isn't that close to the beach, and so she might want to move around a little to like go to the beach some, so that she can go to different places with beaches.
But we do know that she's moving to a place far away from the beach, if y'all remember that. What about her brother? There's something particular about her brother, Austin.
Wait, are we still on? Why is it that she moved?
Why she wants to move, yeah.
Yeah, it says yes. They were. I wanted to build book sales, and she wants to help build book sales.
Oh, she likes to build bookshelves. You think that she will have more opportunities to build bookshelves if she moves? Okay, maybe so. Jax?
Her brother is getting married, so she might want to move and she might want to get married.
Well, we know she wants to get married to Papa, right? Or at least she's trying to move away from her brother who's getting married.
Yeah.
Why might she feel uncomfortable if her brother's getting married and she lives with her brother now, remember? Angela?
Maybe because it's because her brother, I think she might be maybe a little jealous because he gets a wife and she doesn't get a husband.
Maybe so.
And I have something to say about the first question.
About what we've learned about Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. That Sarah, I'm talking about Caleb. He is, I think he's the eagerest. He's
Okay.
the eagerest to meet Sarah because he wrote the most questions.
So your answer was the same as Landon's except for a different character.
Yeah.
Okay, we never got to see their letters, so there's no right or wrong for that one. You just had to kind of draw some conclusions.
I did.
Well, remember that those letters were Sarah's answers. They were Sarah's letters to the kids and to Papa.
Yeah, but he must have asked the questions that Sarah answered.
Well, remember there were 3 different letters, and she said, "Dear Anna, dear Caleb, dear Papa."
Yes, I'm talking about the dear Caleb.
Maybe so. We'll have to look at that again. I had a question. I wanted to go back to James before I moved on to the next one.
It's because what was it again? Can I say a different one?
Whatever you had in your mind. Yes, sir.
Was that what is it? Oh yeah, for why she wanted to move is because like her brother was getting married and she might have thought it felt a little weird around a girl with a boy and then a girl.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So, like, your brother's getting married, a new wife's moving in the house. It might be weird to have 2 grown women kind of taking care of one man, right?
Yeah.
That would be hard. So, there was something about Anna and Caleb's relationship that you and your brother or sister might have experienced too. Probably not for the same reason, but Caleb's mom died when, or Anna and Caleb's moms died the day after Caleb was born. Did y'all pick up on any kind of feelings that Anna had about that? Hayden, what do you think?
I think he was sad because her mother died the day after.
Definitely sad. Do you think that she might have blamed Caleb?
No, disgusting.
Maybe not? Okay.
Mr. Carroll,
Yes, ma'am?
can I have Rodney for checkout, please?
You may. Thank you.
Why are you not checking out? Disgusting.
So do y'all have any questions about the book so far before we close up?
Yeah. Yes.
Alexis.
I was looking at this interesting part of the letter she was writing to her brother Jacob. It was said, "I have always loved to live by the sea, but at this time I feel a move in nursery necessary.
Necessary. I feel a move is necessary.
The sea is as far east as I can go. By choice, as you can see, is limited. This should not be taken an insult.
Or as an insult.
I am strong and I work hard, and I am willing to travel, but I have not mild mannered.
I'm not mild-mannered.
If you should still care to write, I would be interested in your children and about where you live. And you very truly, yours, Sarah Elizabeth Lawrence."
So what was so interesting about what you just read? What made you feel so interested about that? What question did you have? Or what are you wondering?
Because she said she would be willing to travel because he's getting married
Yeah.
and having kids. And
Wait, who's
and
getting
all
married?
of-
Brother?
Yeah.
Right. So that supports the other answers too. Well, you know what? It is time for recess, so I want all of us to calmly... Good. Bye, guys. Okay. If everyone will please resume sitting in their seats, take your seats again right where you were. We're going to try getting up calmly.